How to perform an intercompany transfer in Nakisa Lease Accounting. Hello, I'm Simon, the system administrator, and this is Amina, the accountant. She needs to transfer 6 lease contracts from Company Code 1000 to Company Code 1003. Before she can do that, I need to handle the configuration. Let's take a look at that in the Nakisa Financial Organization structure. I open the main menu and select General Settings under the Settings menu item. To enable intercompany transfer, I click the plus button. I select the intercompany transfer setting type and set the value to enable transfers within the same ERP system. Once satisfied, I click Save. Next, I configure the general ledger accounts that will be used during transfers. To do this, I return to the main menu and select System Configuration. From there, I select Lessee Account Determination and identify the existing GL configuration for Company 1000 under ASC 842, Operating Classification. In the Relations Mapping section, I click the plus button. I select Intercompany Transfer as the lessee account type and choose the appropriate GL account. Then click Save. The account mapping is configured. I repeat these steps for all company codes, their accounting standards, and lease classifications.
Thanks, Simon. Now that intercompany transfer is configured, I can perform the transfer. In NLA, I open the main menu and select Intercompany Transfer Jobs under Batch Management. The Intercompany Transfer page lists all previously executed transfers. To start a new one, I click the plus button. Because this is an early access feature, I can view its contextual job information. This page outlines the current limitations, restrictions, considerations, and warnings. After reviewing, I begin entering job inputs. I first provide a distinctive job name. Then I set the transfer date, the point when the financial impact is recognized. I enter February 1st, 2025. As of this release, all financial documents prior to this date must be posted for the transfer to succeed. The General Information section includes optional filters to refine the job's scope. Here, I need to transfer 6 specific contracts, so I use the Contract List filter to find them. This filter is additive, meaning it layers on top of the general inputs to further refine the results. Once satisfied with the inputs, I click Add. A warning appears because the job has triggered an impact threshold, reminding me that undoing this may be time-consuming. I can go back and review my inputs, but having already validated them, I click Proceed. The job is created and queued for processing. It begins by generating an Excel file with transfer details. When the status changes to pending user input, the file is ready to download. I click the download icon. The Excel file contains information for all objects matching the job inputs. I complete the file by filling in the mandatory red columns and optional gray ones. Yellow columns are informational only. I enter the company code display ID for the entity I want to transfer the objects to. Once done, I save the template and return to the application. I click the upload icon and use the plus button to select the file. Then click Import to initiate the transfer. The system first calculates termination journal entries for the existing objects, then creates new contract, lease component, and activation group objects under the same master agreements. Carryover balances are automatically calculated to ensure continuity. Once complete, the task status updates to Done. If any objects failed or were skipped, details are provided in the job report. I can also review completed jobs using the eye icon or reuse inputs by clicking the copy icon. Now that the job is complete, I validate the newly created objects under the new company code. These objects are automatically created in active status, with approval comments documenting their history. If I'm not satisfied with the transfer, I can use the Revert Job capability to undo it. This restores the original objects to their previous state and removes the new ones, as if the transfer never happened. I click on the Revert button, which triggers a warning dialog informing me of the consequences of reverting the job. In this case, I'm satisfied with the results, so I do not proceed. Once the original objects move to lease end status, the transfer job cannot be reverted. So it's essential to review the results immediately after the job and before progressing the old objects through the workflow. Having done so, I proceed with closing the old objects. Since postings were already made up to the transfer date, the activation groups are immediately eligible for lease end. And having transitioned to lease end status, close becomes available. I set the posting and document dates for the termination journal as the 31st of January 2025 and click Submit. And that's it. We've successfully performed an intercompany transfer from enabling and configuring the feature to running and reverting a job and closing out old objects. Intercompany transfer lets you seamlessly move leases between company codes while keeping financials accurate. Thanks for watching.